Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Genevieve and I am a spiritual medium and an artist. On this channel, I share my insights and downloads that I receive from my own connection with Source God Creator with you, my audience. My goal is to connect with like-minded people who enjoy these areas of passion and share wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and tips and tricks that can help us all in our daily life to lighten up our lives here on Earth. Today, I'm going to discuss some geometric forms and what I have learned and received about their energetic properties and their uses, particularly when it comes to energy healing work that you might do for yourself or for somebody else. As always, please let me know whether these ideas resonate with you or not, and any additional information that you can add that I can share with this audience is always appreciated. Okay, so here's my run through of some of the energetic properties and uses of some geometric forms. Form number one is the circle or sphere. This for me is the form that I use most often when it comes to energy work. And the reason is that because every point on the outside of a sphere is equal distance to the center, it has the property of being a balanced, centered, focused energy form. So it is a type of state of perfect wellness, a state of perfect being, and it's almost for me the embodiment of source energy itself, would be a sphere. No coincidence that our planets and our stars are spheres, and the way that solar systems, galaxies rotate is in a spherical form. I want to share that one time I visited a family member who had recently died. So it was 2 days after he had died, and I was in the room with the corpse with other family members. And while they were looking at his face, I was transfixed by a ball of white, silvery light that was hovering above his solar plexus area. So nobody else saw it, only me, and I'm kind of used to that. But the experience led me to believe that our soul is actually in the shape of a sphere. So when I am meditating or I'm doing energy work like sending healing or protective energy to somebody else or to myself, I very often picture the subject within a sphere of the golden white light of source. When I am doing meditation work on my chakras, I'm also usually seeing them as a sphere, or at least a spherical form, maybe more of a flat circle sometimes. But you can actually concentrate on these spheres with your mental attention and fill them with that healing or protective energy. As you place yourself or a person in a large spherical bubble of the golden white light of source, simply ask that they be healed or protected, or both. Know that your request has been granted. Any crystal that is carved in a sphere like this one has the quality of being very potent, because that spherical form means that the energy of the crystal is being sent out in a smooth manner in all directions. So the next form I'm going to mention is an egg like this one. An egg shape is really wonderful for energy healing because it's both nurturing and protective at the same time. So, as you know, an egg naturally is filled with fluids that feed the baby inside, and the egg shape is very protective. It's actually designed so that when the egg falls, it's much less likely to break. So using an egg shape in your meditation, placing yourself or a loved one in the egg shape, filling it with that golden white light of source. Yeah, so if you feel that you are a victim in some way or under threat, maybe a psychic attack, somebody sending a lot of hatred towards you mentally or emotionally, place yourself in one of these, especially at nighttime if you're struggling to sleep, if you feel attacked. Then this is a wonderful form, and you only need to visualize this form all around you and fill it with that healing light. Or you can, or you can actually work with a crystal or other substance, other organic substance that has been carved into this form. So a triangle, tetrahedron, or pyramid is the next form I'm going to talk about. This form is the first Platonic solid form, which means that it's created by the repetition of a single shape. The element which is associated with this form is fire. The word pyramid comes from the root word pyre, which is from the Greek word pyramis, which actually means fire. So the internal center of a pyramid, approximately here, is where the fire energy is at its most potent, because it requires this outside structure to create this protected environment where the heat of the fire can really concentrate and focus itself. In the Chinese 5-element system, fire is always within the earth, because you need this protective environment to stop other elements putting the fire out. So as we talked about in my last video, the form of a triangle and the number 3, and we've got 3 points, are associated with fire. The number 3 has this catalytic energy that helps you get things started and make change in your life. A tetrahedron, or a pyramid, is a really helpful form to use when you want to concentrate, focus, and/or transmute energy. So any energy transmutation means that you convert the energy from something to something else, because not all energy can actually be banished or destroyed or gotten rid of very easily. So sometimes the best path is to actually transmute that energy into something more positive. So forms change state on a regular basis. For example, water will change to steam or vapor very easily in our daily lives. And chemists obviously change the structure of molecules, changing their state, changing their form. And a lot of people believe that the pyramids of Earth, such as those at Egypt, but there are others, were used to do alchemical processing, such as the transmutation of gold into a substance called ormus. There are many people who actually meditate and sit in very large pyramid structures because they believe that the energy inside of the pyramid form is highly concentrated. So it's that infinite source energy that's all around us, but the energy of the pyramid actually concentrates that source energy in the middle here. You can also use smaller pyramid structures, such as this one, in your home, and placing items such as your crystals or water or food in a structure such as this one is said to increase the nutritional value of the food and the water and the energetic potency of the crystals or other forms that you place in. If you want to increase energy without using a form like this one or this one, then just picture, visualize yourself or a project or an idea or intention inside an energetic pyramid structure, right in that middle point where the concentration of that fiery energy is the strongest. And then you can see that energy actually increasing in potency and being transmuted and changed into an optimal state. Fill that pyramid form in your mind with the golden white light of Source God Creator. You can also have crystals in the shape of pyramids, for example, or other organic substances in the shape of pyramids throughout your house, on your desk, to increase your focus. The element of fire is a transformational, transmutational element, and it can transform emotional energy, for example. So people often talk about writing letters and then burning them. Negative energy, negative emotions can be shifted through the element of fire. So you are changing the state, changing the emotional vibration of that energy because you are taking it through a process which doesn't eliminate or invalidate it, but it actually allows it to progress and become a better version of itself. So if you have a stagnant energy in your life, a person, place, or thing, then try using a pyramid form to shift that energy into something more positive. Simply place the golden healing light of Source in that pyramid. Place whatever it is that you want to see shifted in a positive way, and send your prayers and intentions for that to happen, and know that it is so. The next form I'm going to discuss is an octahedron, also known as a diamond. So this is also a platonic solid form. I associate this form with the element of earth. An octahedron is called as such because it has 8 faces with 6 points or vertices. So you can also have a diamond with 6 faces, and you can have variations on a diamond form with many, many more faces than that. According to what I intuitively receive about the diamond form, a diamond actually directs energy out from itself via its major points. So the diamond is formed by having 2 tetrahedrons joined at the base. So it makes 2 major points, and the energy is moving out of those points either up and down or left and right. So a diamond is a really effective form to use when you want to send energy up and down, left to right, to anchor that energy. This is really, really helpful when you're working with your chakras, because you can use the diamond shape to send the energy deeply into the earth beneath us, so deeply grounding us, and then also send the energy way up into the cosmos to uplift our consciousness. So we are being at the same time grounded and uplifted. And that creates a real expansion and strengthening of your energetic field. Diamonds are associated with precision and focus, as well as strength. So you can use your intention to emphasize these qualities when you're meditating with a diamond form for yourself or for others. The next form I'm going to mention is a Merkaba or a star tetrahedron. A Merkaba is created by intersecting two tetrahedrons this way so that they move into each other, and then you have points all around this form. So they're pushed into each other front facing. This is the inverse of a pyramid, which is two tetrahedrons connected at the base where the energy is going outwards or up and down. A star tetrahedron actually binds energy into itself or to a target, let's say, person, place, or a thing. So a star tetrahedron or Merkaba is an energy binding form. The word Merkaba consists of some ancient Egyptian words. Mer, which was the ancient Egyptian word for a pyramid. Ka, which is a person's life force. And Ba, which was a person's spirit, including the personality and the attributes of the incarnation, which could fly around in some manner, traveling between different realms of existence. So based on the ancient Egyptian definitions of these words, a Merkaba could be considered the fiery light body of a person, which can travel interdimensionally or between the spirit and the physical realm. Some call it the fiery chariot of the soul. Many people interpret this form to be a balanced form because it includes the male energy, which is the upside down tetrahedron, and the female energy, which is the right side up tetrahedron. And then they are actually intersected, which is kind of like an energetic intercourse together, giving a balanced male and female form with these points going in all directions. So as I mentioned, this form is an energy binding form, and just like all of the forms or numbers or words or substances that you might use in an energetic way, I only recommend and support using them for positive purposes with pure intentions. One positive use for the Merkaba or the star tetrahedron is to actually visualize your own Merkaba around your own body, keeping your spirit here in this physical body and bringing you fully into the present moment. You can also use that form to travel outside of the body, but make sure you do that safely and make sure you do your research so that you know what you're doing if you do such a thing. So the Merkaba is a great form to use if you're feeling ungrounded and you really want to be fully in the present moment, fully in your life, fully as your incarnation, but with the combined power of your soul. The cube. A cube is another archetypal Platonic solid form. I interpret this form as being associated with the element of metal. A cube has 6 faces and 8 intersecting points or vertices. A cube is the form I associate with structure and order. So the ideas of boundaries or limitations are extremely helpful because we live here with dark forces who do not have our best interests in mind and who want to erode our boundaries. So cubes can be used for bringing order to chaos, creating boundaries, and especially in your physical environment, you could use a protective cube around your dwelling, your house, apartment, room, to to create clear boundaries and send a clear message to any invading energy. There are crystals such as pyrite, which naturally sometimes form cuboid crystals. And these crystals have the property of bringing order to chaos. So if your life is chaotic, carry around some pyrite or another one of those cuboid crystal type metals or crystals. So another platonic solid form that you don't see very much or you're not consciously aware of in life very much is a dodecahedron. And I associate this form with the element of water. This shape has 12 sides and 20 points or vertices. The flat faces of the dodecahedron are pentagons, which means that they have 5 sides or edges. The number 12, which adds up to a 3, combines the independence and male energy of the number 1 with the number 2, which is about relationship, and it's more of a balanced energy. So for me, the number 12 is kind of like a modular number, and it creates connections between relationships and individuals in a system. So for me, the number 12 is the number of systems. It can create new connections. And because it is a 3, it is part of the magical 369 flow of energy that I mentioned in my previous video about numbers. For me, water is associated with consciousness itself. What is consciousness? Consciousness is all about existence, reflection, and observation, and processing information, understanding. Water is life. Water flows and is infinite. Water is probably the most powerful substance in existence because water can flow between anything. You could meditate on this form to increase the flow in any area of your life where there is stagnancy. And because water is commonly associated with emotions, you can use this form to get deeper insights into your emotions. It's a wonderful form to use to reflect and to gain a deeper understanding or insight about something. It's also a form to regulate your emotions with, to understand your emotions. So you could use it, you could visualize this form and use it with crystals that also regulate your heart energy, such as malachite or rose quartz. The next form that I would like to mention is the Icosahedron, which is another platonic solid, which has 20 faces and 12 points or vertices. For me, this form is associated with the elements air or ether. It's a complex form, which is a platonic solid moving more towards a sphere. The element of air or ether takes us into the mental or spiritual realm, more towards esoteric concepts and understandings, more towards more subtle understandings. So this is a wonderful form to look at, contemplate, or focus on when you want to see something from a higher perspective, get a deeper or more insightful layer of information about something, to see a bigger picture, to have more clarity on a mental or a spiritual level about something. The heart is another beautiful form that you can work with in your daily life. And the heart is also a very balanced form in that the top of the heart is constantly expanding. You have this expansive energy moving outwards. And then the bottom of the heart is constantly contracting. It's moving into a point, getting smaller. And then there's this kind of line down the middle, which almost drags the energy in a direction, and it feels like there's a twist so that this energy is also moving in other directions. So the heart shape is a flat two-dimensional representation, but it's almost got this energy about it of twisting movement. I would use the heart form in crystal form, place it on your actual heart. You could wear it on a necklace. You could keep it in your shirt pocket in the chest area, and the energy of the crystal that you have will take on more of a compatibility with your heart center when it is in this form. So you can use your heart to regulate and open up your own heart. Another amazing form that we see in nature is the spiral. I use this form on a regular basis to tone my energy. Just by visually seeing this form, I feel that my energy is becoming more in sync and more in alignment with natural flows of energy. So this is a wonderful form for meditation. Even I have this in my study, and when I'm sitting at my desk, I can just turn around and look at it, and it gives me this calm frequency. It just brings me fully into the present moment. So I really recommend having this form somewhere in your environment where you are working or just living your everyday life. You could print it out. You could have an artwork of a shell or this form. You can have a fossil like this one, but have this around you because it really does promote health and healing on many, many levels. And all you need to do is look at it. So that's my walkthrough of some of the geometric forms around us and some of their energetic properties and some of their uses. I hope that you have found something useful here, and I want to thank you again for your time. Please give me your feedback, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.